Alright, so let's continue then with our Silk tournament and finish off provinces 21 to 50 and see how expensive that's gonna be for us. So again, probably a lot less commentary this time around. And country unit there, Valorians. Country unit, Valorians again. Did quite alright actually. No country units, trends. Also did very well. Few mages in there. Ouch. But Valorian's doing quite alright. So one would think that those encounters with two mages would be one of the heaviest casualty ones, but not really. Not really. So no country units, trans. Yeah, that's Valorian should do well here again. Yeah, look at that. Okay, even here they should be doing not too bad. Oh, that's our best matchup in this tournament. Like so, how about no losses at all? As I said, that's quite usual for this matchup. Well, unfortunately there are not that many of them in this tournament. So no country units, trends. That's a matchup for Valorians. They did alright, Valorians again, two country units. And here comes our frog matchup, where is a massacre for the enemy again. 0 losses, literally 0. I love those. Okay. Valorians. And frogs again. Just when I said that they're not that common, well, we just got 3 in rapid succession. And we get 0 losses in each of them. That's excellent. Okay, that's our one of the Cerberus setups. One, yeah, you see, we did take probably about 20% losses there. No country units, trans. And we did alright. That's another Cerberus matchup, basically the same. Ouch, and here we did take quite a few losses, as you may have seen if you paused. And no country units, trans. That was okay. Not amazing, but okay. Two mages, Valerians. Acceptable. Again, two mages, that means Valerians again. And it did very well. Okay, that's a matchup we're probably getting the most, one of the matchups where we get the most losses percentage-wise of Cerberus. Yeah, you can see, well, that's 20, probably another 20, so about 40%, maybe a bit less of losses we just sustained here. That's not amazing, to say the least. And here comes Valorians. Not bad. Yeah, that matchup is a lot better for Cerberus. There's only one country unit. Even then, you can see we, well, didn't quite get to 40 probably, but 30 something still. Yeah. No country units. Trend. You did all right. Just 7. Yep. Same matchup, and you can see again we've got about 20% losses, but that's actually not too bad for this matchup. No counter units, trends, very well. Somewhat sketchy setup for frogs. Yeah, you see some losses there. I mean, nothing overly dramatic there. Yeah, I'll probably get beaten up here quite a bit. Oh, actually didn't look too bad, so maybe not even 30%, 25 or so. So as I said, you see there is in the same matchup we just saw a variance from maybe 25 if not less to up to 40% losses with the same matchups on both sides. So the only difference there would really be a terrain. Well, and the ability of AI to utilize units for that terrain, so the differences are quite significant. Okay, 2 mages, that's for Valorians. Not bad. Valorians again. Well, that's actually a pretty good setup for Valorians because they're more heavy range against us. And Valorians are excellent against heavy range. That's frogs, which may or may not work very well. Yeah, you see, again, in the previous matchup, the same 3 light melee and 1 mage, we sustained hardly any losses on the frogs. Maybe, well, less than 10, I'd say less than 10%. Here we are up to about 30%. Same matchup, same units on both sides. Quite a bit of difference. Well, here we won't be getting that. Yep, here we have no variance whatsoever, 0 losses. That's excellent. Trends, there's no country units. Not bad, some losses, but very marginal. And here's our province number 30. No country units, so trends. Did alright. A lot of country units here, so Valorians. And yeah, we did take some losses, but nothing, again, unexpected here. Let's see how we'll do this time with Cerberus. Okay, that's probably on the lighter sides for this matchup, about 20%. And Valorians again. And that's that. Okay, so we have reached the province number 30, and let's see how we did in the last 10. So provinces 21 to 30, how many losses did we get? Alright, so we've got about, let me see, 39 squads. So remember the first 20, we've lost 29 squads. So for the next 10, from 21 to 30, well, we sacrificed for the greater good 39. So let's see how it will go from there on. So now province is 31 to 14. Small variance. And that's frogs. And again, 0 losses whatsoever. No country units, so trans. And I have actually run out of space on the disk I'm recording to, so I had to restart the recording. So let's keep going. That's the Cerberus matchup. Oh, not too bad at all. That's Valorance. Indeed, alright. More Valorance. And even more Valorance. Should we top with some Valorance? No. That would be Cerberus. And we are back to our Valorance. Quite alright. And even more. Also not too bad. Okay, that would be trans as no country units. And they also did very well here. And here comes Valorance with a triplet. Yep. Okay, here we go with frogs. Yeah, you see here is quite a bit more losses than some other times. And okay, not too bad, 20-25% losses. That's quite acceptable for that matchup. And Cerberus again. Yeah, I see I took some beating here. So that's like 30, 35 maybe percent losses or so. Not amazing. And here come trans. So frogs. Okay, so then you see this time around we did very well. So that's what, maybe 5% losses. So sometimes it's 5%, sometimes it's 25. Or yeah, and you see here, yeah, did quite a well, about maybe 30 something percent. Yeah, that's not a great matchup. Well, that's a good matchup for Valorance. Well, even then, you see, like, we did actually take some beating here. So again, terrain still plays a significant role. We just don't see it in Autofight, but that doesn't mean it actually does not play a role. Valorance, not bad. That would be our Cerberus matchup. One of the few. That's not too bad. Counter unit present, so Valorans. Okay, 2 counter units, so Valorans again. Actually did very well this time. Alright, it's 37. Okay, no counter units, trans. 2 counter units, that would be Valorans. And yeah, we did take some beating here. Well, not as bad as we can take beating with Cerberus in this matchup. Well, actually, this time around that went relatively painless. By painless, I mean only about 20%. That's very good for that matchup. Okay, not bad. Okay, Valorans. And more Valorans. And they did pretty well. And even more Valorants. So are we gonna 4 for 4? Not bad. Let's see. No, that's Cerberus again. And that wasn't terrible. 25-ish. But yeah, anytime you go with Cerberus, at least in this tournament, yeah, like losing 20 to 25, well, at least I'd be happy with. You can lose way more than that. Yeah, see, actually that was less than 20, so that's a very good result, all things considering. Not ideal. Okay, here comes our Cerberus for one of the better matchups. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. No counter units, trends. Alright. And here comes our province number 40. So, counter units with Valorans. That's our Cerberus. And yeah, that's kind of 30-ish% or so. Counter units, Valorans. And more counter units with more Valorans. And they did alright. Okay, so let's see how we did in provinces number 31 to 40, so the next 10. And alright, that's where our losses started to accelerate, which again is common. So for provinces 31 to 40, we have dumped 56 squads in total. So again, remember, first 20, 29 squads, the next 10 is 39 squads, the next 10 is 56 squads. So now we're going to provinces 41 to 50, and well, you can bet it's going to be more than 56, so that much is pretty much certain. Alright. So that's Cerberus. Ouch. That did hurt. That's trans, there's no country units. You did very well there. It's Valorians with 2 country units. You did fairly well. More Valorians with more than 2 country units. Also not too bad. As you can see, even with the relatively minimum of military boosts out there, for the most part, that doesn't look too bad. But the overall total losses would still be quite meaningful. But we could have done quite a bit better with extra boosts. Again, maybe because there are no boosts for heavy melee or for light melee for what matters. For heavy range, and these are literally, oops, not paying attention, that's trans. And that's all the units pretty much what we use here. There are no temporary boosts for them. But in quite a few encounters here you can substitute light range or mages if they would be boosted, and that might be a better deal. Again, if you can afford it. Not bad. Okay, 43. We are getting close. Nope. Yeah, and that's what starts to happen. I mean, the mind starts to wander because once you get into the groove of the matchups and whatnot, you don't really think, or at least certainly I don't want to think too much about those things, but it also means that you can space out and make mistakes. In most cases that's not too big deal, but sometimes you just dump something that really wouldn't work well. Okay. And here's our Valorians. Not the best round they've ever had. Okay, that's slightly better. And more Valorians. Yeah, that's again. And we top it off with Cerberus. So I don't think there are any. Yeah, you see that looks pretty ugly. Well, still about maybe 30-35%. I think the worst loss is what we had here. And remember, that's just a 2-star provinces. Was about 40% if I remember correctly. But that would be pretty much a far outlier. By and large, we don't go that heavy in terms of losses. Certainly not. Have the frogs. Yeah, and you see, like here, we did take some losses. Nothing overly dramatic, but yeah, it could be worse, but could be also better. So that's Valorance. Not bad. Yeah, one other thing to mention, and yeah, finally we get to the last page. I mean, you can use relatively interchangeably trans and yeah, you see that didn't work that well. Trans and Valorians in the 1-2 star provinces, even with counter units. Trans don't do that badly. I mean, they have a lot of health and whatnot. The thing what happens though is they drop off much faster the deeper you go into the tiers, so into the star levels. So while the same matchups in 1 or 2 star provinces might be quite comparable, both Valorians and Trans, if you see the same matchup in, let's say, 5 or 6 star provinces, all of a sudden, while Valorians would actually still do quite alright. I mean, obviously they all would do worse because there are just more troops against them. But Valorians would just hold up significantly better than Trans. At a certain point, I think even in this tournament, Trans will actually start losing battles with this setup in some like 5 or 6 stars, while Valorians won't. But earlier on, yeah, if you have a crap ton of Trans, you can certainly use them in place of Valorians, and I certainly have done quite a bit of that before. Just now I'm going heavier, much heavier than I used to on Valorians, so I don't even need to produce Trans in addition to the free units. Okay, so we're almost there. Okay, was that actually a 4 Valorian province? Maybe again, I am not paying attention because there are only 2 provinces left in this 2-star round. And normally I wouldn't be going much further than that. I mean, I certainly go up to 6, but I only do, I don't go 50 by any means. I just do a few, maybe sort of 12 or so, just to get the top level KPs in there. Because in order to get sort of like to meaningful rewards, you will have to go to 5-star to get all these KP rewards from there. And that's, I mean, in addition to a lot more troop losses, obviously, what I really can stand is just like all this clicking. If there would be a faster way to, like, let's say there would be just a quarter of the clicks required to achieve the same regression, even the same troop losses and whatnot, that's one thing, but doing the same thing, like 50 provinces, just one round, and again, like we're kind of wrapping up here. And again, just like the last time, it's about an hour. Again, I probably took a bit longer here because of the recording and commentary. But it's about an hour of clicking. I mean, probably could do it a little bit faster again if you just don't say anything. But still, that's kind of not insignificant amount of time. And repeat that 5 times, if not 6. Ouch, that's especially if you're in compressed tournaments with time warps and whatnot. Polar bears, that's just painful. Anyway, so we finished province number 50. We are done here. So what's left is to check our losses. And let's see, how did we do? Alright, yep, as I said, accelerating. So for the last 10 provinces, we hit 72 squads in terms of losses. So again, to recap, provinces 1 to 20, that was 29. squads. Next 10, 39. Next 10 is 56. And the next 10 is 72. So that brings us to a grand total of just a tad shy of 200 squads for 50 provinces to 2 stars. And again, just like the last time, you can't just do 2-star provinces, you have to do the first star. And for the first star, all 50 provinces did take about 150, slightly less than 150 squads. So all in all, for 2-star provinces, 2 rounds, 50 provinces, we have spent so far, or again, sacrificed for the greater good, just slightly less than 350 squads. Well, 1 to 2 hours worth of clicking. So there's that. Again, I hope you enjoyed it. Probably more so the first 20 provinces in the last segment. But there you have it. If you liked it and hopefully find it useful, click that like button, subscribe for more content like that. And let me in the comments what you think. Is it something that worked for you? What worked for you if you're in a different stage or even at the same stage? And let me know if there's anything else you want to find out or to figure out. So with that, I'll see you next time. See ya.